Hmm. Oh no, it is enjoyable to at least explore. At least knowing it's a safe area. No, it's not going to. Hmm. Oh, I see. I see you've been wandering as well. I was wondering where you went. Suppose I can't exactly stop a navigator from wandering off, can I? Especially in a place like this. At the very least, this place is at least safe. Or at least we've been assured anyway, and we have safe passage, unlike... Sorry, a bad experience yesterday. Very poor. It was, ironically enough, little to do with the bay itself. Or... It would probably be easier to sit. Have you found anything that can work as a seat here? Obviously you still have your notebook with you. Yes. A little low to the ground, but it should suffice. Where do I begin? That is a good question. Where do I begin?
Her hands on your shoulder.
I was unfortunately reminded of my time on Copper 9. I was asked if I wished to join Mr. Marcos alongside his beloved and two of the security synthetics for the sake of gathering files and whatever materials we could from an abandoned hospital clinic of sorts that we had previously scoped out. That was why I was late on Friday night. We were simply scoping it out. There were only supposed to be... We had only seen scavengers. We went inside and... inside, and the pervasive darkness and the delirious people inside made my mind stop playing tricks on me. I was helping to sift through files. I saw the names of my squad mates. even if I know now that it was a hallucination, brought on by the fact that highly likely medical chemicals had soured. It affected everyone. Mrs. Sentinel was non-verbal by the time it all ended. All of us that went on the expedition are alive still. But the chemicals did try and trick our minds otherwise. I saw sentinels. My mind ended up hallucinating sentinels in the corridors. Same damned raptors that killed. Thank you. You and Marcus have fought the same thing. Me and Felix, when we went to investigate a room, the chemicals got the better of us. We fell into some kind of nightmare version of the hospital, or what our minds conjured in that state. I saw one of the security synthetics be torn apart by sentinels. I'm still trying to keep my composure thinking about it. I saw a similar model make to Miss Sentinel. Miss Senti, and delirious and unable to see, and she tried to fire a shotgun at me, managing to pierce my hand. Not this hand. My claw hands. When seems the chemicals ended up causing our minds to warp together. Me and Felix. Felix could see the sentinels too. And I could see rotten staff alongside fleshy creatures made of nothing but arms and hands. I believed them to simply be demons. It was the easiest way my mind could rationalize. I even tried rationing to Mr. Felix that all of this was a test from the Lord. At least to make sure that I wasn't hopeless, that he could find some small measure in my resolve. And then we saw Marcus. He was in an outfit that initially frightened Mr. Felix, and was concerningly calm. I realized what was happening immediately, but I had to stop Mr. Felix from trying to run after him. By the end, whatever that hallucination was, had had enough. And 5 versions of him, all headless, came running at us. Right as we reached a pair of double doors that radiated fresh air. An escape. I tried to defend Mr. Felix as best I could, for all the creatures and even that. And we had realized it was a nightmare when we were shaken awake by Mr. Marcus. I know in the nightmare I had took a hammer to the side of my head. I do realize now that, likely in my chemical adult stupor, I must have hit my head as I fell down. When I came to, I was seeing claw marks on the carpet ahead of me. And yes. It appears in my haze I might have stabbed myself. At the very least it is of the hand, and at least not somewhere more vital.
Use your other fucking stuff menu.
It is likely that I will need to visit Mrs. Snowscale's repair center. After all, my regenerative properties evidently are offline, considering this is still here, and the dullness on the side of my head. Feel you could assist. Usually the neutralizing solution is meant for restoring stuff affected by the acids. But if you think it would work, I will not deny the attempt. That felt sharper than I thought it would be. Oh. My apologies. You have your mouth covered. You are remarkable. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think you need to do the same with the side of my head. That will heal in time. My senses were dulled when I woke up, but now they are fine. Now it's just a light buzz on the side of my head, and soon there will be nothing. As likely as I rest, I will probably subconsciously fix myself. But everyone was shaken by what happened. I know not what Miss Senti saw, nor Miss MZ or Marcus, but the fact that Miss Senti was nonverbal and seemed to try to kick at me or instinct. Likely gives an indicator on what happened. She only spoke once we got back to the bay, and more or less took the cafe for ourselves. Perhaps... It's highly likely that... It's likely that the experience was my own mind playing tricks on me. On Marcus, on Felix, on Miss Cynthia. MZ was shaken, but not like we were. Same with Mr. Marcus. In that case, I suppose 3 of us got off heavily. I know I wish to confess what I saw to Mr. Marcus, and more of me besides. He has taken confession from me 3 times now. And evidently, he is the voice of reason out of that moment. As much as I wish you could have a voice at all, perhaps you also could be a voice of reason to me. Or perhaps a picture of reason, perhaps. I already know my sins, but I also know the sins every drunk commits. Just via the nature of our existence. They already call us devils from the sky. The worker drones already called us murderers, devils from the skies. And they're not wrong. I already told you, even if indirectly, that my company card had 740 credits tied to it. That's 74 hits. And only 44 of those were absolved. The remaining 30 I might have condemned. Save them. Though it's highly likely I could have just died alongside them.
Pat.
Apologies, I did not mean to distract you from your drawing. I did realize after we had returned to the cafe that my hands were shaking badly. They're more stable now, but
according to a notepad.
I don't think I could draw in my state. All right.
Let's give it a see.
What have you drawn? Just
Flicking through various pages.
I know you drew a nice picture of me with the barista apron, so copying the one that Felix wore. It was nice.
She shows you the dedicated JW Doodle page.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful, I see. I should have you drawn. If I was more set in my ways of having a church, I would have you design the stained windows. Well, I suppose it is not unreasonable for you to be drawing much of me, considering I am the only other Gen 2 drone you know. Or at least living. Because it's likely both of our squads met a bad end. Didn't they? I'm sorry, I did not wish to cause you undue stress.
Flicking over to a blank page.
I can look away, give you time to draw.
She's drawn a figure in bed with a question mark, as if to ask, should we be sleeping right now?
Perhaps we should. Yes. I may have rested at least once since then, but well, it still weighs heavy on my mind. No, I need to stop thinking about that. Stop thinking about that moment I saw. I'm only going to make myself panic. I just wish I could have done more for them. I may have looked upon my methods of dispatching workers with confusion, and not insignificant amount of veiled contempt, but they knew I was their leader. And they knew they still got what they needed. And they still abandoned them. Be torn apart by those damned things. Thank you. Thank you. You are too kind. Perhaps I am too. But yes, let's go to sleep. At the very least, I feel happy that I cannot dream. If I did, I would be back in that nightmare. And I know that. Let's head back to where Miss Artemis assigned our quarters. The restoration will have to wait. Considering my temperament, I do not believe myself fit mentally for the restoration.
Maybe we can rest here for now. That's not long. I wasn't playing it. I wasn't playing there. I was like, maybe we should stay here.
Perhaps. But I will admit, it is amusing knowing I have gotten used to sleeping on chairs like this. Even if the area where we have been offered does have a bed for us. Perhaps I can simply just rest here and return up when I am ready.
She's drawn a picture of her going to check on something and then coming back.
Very well. Very well. Thank you again. Thank you.
He leaves a notepad on the chair.
No, it would be rude of me to look. So the fact she left it there implies she trusts me enough to be willing to leave it with me. wrist drawing again. And do look surprisingly dashing. Is that a... Oh, I somehow had not seen that. Goodness. Aren't you toward? That might just simply be copying how it looked when it was on Phoenix.